All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thursday. I almost thought it was Friday. I had to double check. Welcome. I am your host and pilot, Uncle B. We will be flying from Tan Son Nhat International to Lam Dong in the Cessna 152 right here. I know I've got confirmation at least one person is not joining me today on the flight. So, waiting to see if anybody else is going to join or not. The takeoff runway has changed. It's runway 07 right. So if you want to spawn in there, that's our departure runway today. It changed. Initially, we were going to start at the other end, but today, when I got in here and got the plane started up, it was 07 right. So the good thing is, when we take off, we don't have to turn very much to go the direction we want to go. It's pretty much we're going to fly. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. We're going to take off. And then basically all we got to do is just make a slight adjustment and then we'll be on our way. So that helps out immensely. We don't have to do the turning and everything. It's a straight shot to our nav point, our VOR DME, up by the airport. So let me pause this real quick and see what we have. If anybody is in. Nope, not yet. I'm on the south. Oh, I should probably put that too. South East Asia server. There we go. For if anybody's looking at me on the server. That one is usually the most stable, and it's usually pretty quiet. A lot of people don't usually fly on the server, so it should be a fairly good one to use. So, the only drawback is none of our windows or doors open here in this little plane. We'll see if anybody else jumps in. We got time. We will wait. So yeah, once we know if anybody's going to join in, if not, that's fine as well. For just wants to sit back and watch. We will be climbing up over some kind of low mountains, and then our airport, our destination is up at about 3,500 feet or something like that. So it should be a nice view. I turned off the live weather because it was going to, in this area there's usually a lot of monsoons and all that, so it would not make for very good VFR flying. So we're just waiting to see if anybody else is going to join in. I don't know if Amela will or not. Don't know if Mick will or not. Para said he had to pass, so don't know if anybody else either will join in. Just waiting to see if anybody else is going to pop in. We got time to wait. So this is a very basic plane. This is the one, for those of you who don't know, or may have forgotten. This is the plane that you use when you start off flying in the sim, when you go through the quote-unquote flight school. Very basic stuff. You have, oops, so you have your radio sets here, and you have your navigation. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different nav points that you can preset, and then you can turn on. You could use this system as well down here, so that way you're just, once you're keep moving along, then one takes over for the other. Not a lot of no autopilot at all in this one, so it's going to be hand flying pretty much the entire way. It's going to take a little bit of time to get settled down because the plane, it's small, and even in a little bit of wind, it'll kind of do, it'll buff it around a bit, but hopefully it won't be too terribly bad. So just waiting to see if anybody's going to show up. Meanwhile, I am going to sip my coffee. Just waiting to see if anybody will be here. If not, that's quite all right. I was looking last night before I went to bed, and I kind of got sidetracked because I was, looking at a couple different things. So, while we're waiting to see if anybody shows up, we can talk about a few things. So, on the 19th of July, the 747 flight is not going to happen. There's still too many problems. The 747 will not. It'll start up, but all my screens don't stay on, or they don't come on at all. So there's something wrong with that. So we are going to do an A320 flight from JFK to Cancun. Take about 3.5, maybe 4 hours, maybe a little bit less, depending on what we can do to get there. If we can get there a little bit quicker, we'll try. But so we're going to do that on the 19th for Doris. So I think Joe's going to join us for that. I think Mick is going to join us for that. Anybody else who wants to join, more than welcome to. If you want to fly an A320, if you want to fly something else. Let's see what else is there. And on so tomorrow we have the flight from Lukla to Paro in the Cessna 208B. So we're going to take off down the hill. Morning, Amela. How are you? We're going to take off down the hill, gain speed, and just keep flying. We're going to kind of cruise to the left a little bit, and then once we're kind of in the clear, we'll activate the autopilot and let the autopilot fly for a while until we get closer to Paro, and then we'll land it ourselves. On Thursday and Friday next week, we're doing flights in the King Air 350i. We're going first flight from Mountain Air to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Mountain Air is a private airport. I'm doing well, thank you, Amela. Are you joining today or no? Are you going to fly? I can get you in if you want to. I'm just waiting to see. And then on the 22nd, so that's the 21st, 22nd of July, we're doing a King Air 350i from Monterey, California to Vacaville, the Nut Tree airport there. Let's see what else is there. Do, 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 do. We have a business jet flight on the 26th in the CJ4. Should be a nice flight. We're only going up to about 20,000 feet. And let's see here. On the 28th, we are doing a flight Olbin to Marina di Campo in the Cessna 172. That's a 124 nautical mile flight total. Let's see what else. Trying to think what other interesting. Oh, yes. So, the 4th of August, we are doing another seaplane flight in the Cessna 172 with the floats on it. Going from Port McNeil Seaplane Base to Parksville. We'll be in British Columbia. We're going to take off, and I got a couple of points we're going to hit along the way, just, for navigation purposes. And then we're going to take off and land on water. Should be a very nice flight. A bit of scenery and just, doing the flying around the on and off the water there. Yeah, so that's what we got coming up. So let me see if Amela is. I can't join. Okay. Yeah, I'll be doing multiplayer tomorrow, Amela. If you want to fly, we're doing we're going to be in Lukla up near Mount Everest. We're going to take off. There's not a good place for startup and taxi out because it's a very small airport. But we're going to basically spawn in on the runway already started. We'll head out and but I'll show you kind of like the flight path or whatever before we get started. I'll so that everybody kind of has an idea of what we're going to do. But the way that flying out of there, if I hit there's no like departure route. And so we're going to take off, and we're just going to kind of slowly turn to the left as we gain some altitude and keep flying. And then once we're kind of clear of things, then we'll go ahead and activate the autopilot and all that. Let me just see if anybody else is in that I might. No. Okay. So, all right. Well, I am going to go ahead and taxi out then. We will get in the air. Let me get my. Make sure we are all on the same sheet here as far as the stream goes. Yes, Amela. What did I have last night for dinner? I had. What did I eat? Oh, the leftover pork loin. Yes, that's what I had. I had, because I had it the other day, and I was going to eat it for lunch, but I didn't. So I had I had it for leftover dinner last night. All right, so let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and taxi out here, and we'll be on our way. Got my. So it should take us about an hour, 7 minutes to get to our destination. We may get there a little bit quicker. We may not. But that's my. Yes. Yep. This is the starter plane. This is the one that you can use for your virtual flight school. Yes. Yep. They sure do. So our actual departure, we're going to go ahead and taxi all the way up here because this is a little. We've got way more than enough runway for the flight. All right, I gotta dial this to 061. Okay. So yeah, very basic flying. Nothing fancy. No autopilot or anything like that. It's but yeah, we got more than enough runway to take off from today. So, all right, we will get going since I don't believe anybody's going to join in. If anybody wants to, got a few minutes before we hit the loud pedal and go. So if you let me know, I can get you invited if you want. Otherwise, I can give you the information if you need to, if you want to try to join in and catch up. So. All right, here we go. All right, I think we are all set. Wait another minute or so, and then we are going to go. So anybody wants to join in, speak now or forever hold your peace. If anyone could think of any reason why we should not do this flight today, speak now or forever hold your peace. Anyways, all right. All right, we're almost. We'll be ready to go here, and I'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll go. Matter of fact, I'll run to the captain's room one more time before we go. All right, we don't have any other takers, so let's get ready to rumble. And away we go. There's Ho Chi Minh City that we will be passing over. We are off the runway. We can go ahead and get a little bit, get the flaps up. Here we go with the bumping. Oh, she's doing fine. Yeah, just been busy a lot. You know, the usual. So, she's doing fine though. Thank you for asking. How's little Amy doing? She's starting to get into trouble now. Or are you teaching her how to get into trouble? Alright, let's turn on our... So away we go. So up ahead of us, once we're clear of the city, we do have these low mountains. That's what I was talking about. We're just going to keep trying to keep our heading. It's loud. Wow, this thing is really getting bumped around. Make her ever since she learned how to walk up to no good. Yeah. We're not 152 miles, or 152.5, only 5 miles. Yeah, so we're going to try to, basically what we're going to try to do is kind of cut right through that area right there. Oops, why? Really bumpy today. This area right there. And then we should have a pretty good approach into our destination. So yeah, we should be on a heading of 06. Let's see what else. I don't know what else. Well, tonight, of course, is the usual developer update. Just waiting for the terrible twos. Yes, terrible twos. Yep. Yeah. Developer roadmap today. Not expecting anything significant, although there is a rumor, speculation, that the F-35 Lightning II will come to the Xbox possibly today, if not maybe next week. They think they have solved the issues. It was in testing with Microsoft itself to figure out, try to get the issues resolved so they could be released on the Xbox. They believe that they have done that, but we shall see. If we are way off. See, it's interesting because this is not showing. I guess as long as we're heading roughly the right direction, we'll find it. So yeah, that's the rumor, the speculation, hopes, wishes, whatever. But we won't know until later tonight, later today, and then once the update is released for the marketplace and everything else, whatever else. So, yep, it's the typical Tuesday, or Thursday, I mean. Tuesday, Thursday, it's all the same. It's a day. um, so, yeah, waiting to see if it does come out. 5 people watching. I know Amella's here. Who else is here? Come on, say hello. It's okay. Just say hello. Quite all right. No need to lurk. It's not that late in the day yet. Well, maybe for some people it is. So let's see what else happened. What else is going on? Can't think of anything significant happening. Yeah, we're waiting on that. Of course, we're all still waiting on more information about the WASM fix for the Xbox folks. So hopefully we start getting more quality aircraft in the sim that have kind of eluded us so far this year. So we shall see what we get. You know, we got a lot coming in November, though. I gotta look at the list again. I know we're getting the 2 helicopters. We are getting, I think, the DC-3 or something like that. So we're getting another big radial engine. Hopefully, the sounds will not be atrocious. Be looking forward to flying that once we get it. A lot of good stuff coming in November. That's for sure. You can't get here fast enough. And I don't know what the next world update is. We should be getting word on that, I think, pretty soon as well. That should release before the sim update does. We should get that either end of July, very early August, possibly. Or I don't know if they're just going to give us everything in August. Who knows? Which I don't know that would be a good idea. To be honest. Right. So there. A lot of. Let's see. Let me see if I can figure out where we are in the flight so far. Oh, I know exactly where we are. Let's see that body of water right there on my sky vector chart. So we are roughly heading the correct direction, although we are way off course a bit. So as long as we keep trying to keep the plane pointed the right direction, we will We will make it. Now, one of the things I am considering, and I'm just thinking about it, is, but it's difficult because I like to do more of the multiplayer stuff. But like if we did a 747 flight from San Francisco to JFK, that's still about 5 hours, right? That's a lot of flying. So I don't, I really don't know what what we could do to, make those sorts of things happen, or people would want to join for something like that. It's a lot of sitting, and if you don't have a comfortable chair to sit in for all that time, it's going to be difficult to do it. So. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it, but maybe I would just do it on my own. I kind of feel like the multiplayer thing's kind of fizzled out, unfortunately. um, and I don't know if it's the times that I'm trying to do these things or what. But it'll be open. If people want to join, they can. If not, it's perfectly fine. Well, it seems like the plane's kind of calmed down a bit. We are roughly where we need to be just to make it over those mountains ahead of us. So once we're clear of those, it should be a fairly easy, we'll be able to descend a little bit if necessary, but we don't want to descend too far because our airport's up at altitude already. We were already at 30. We were only at 33 feet above sea level, right there behind us. The airport, I do believe. I think that was it. Looks like it. So yeah, it's not. Not too bad. Ooh, a little bumpy again. So yeah, we got plenty of. I think we'll clear over those mountains. Should be no problem really. Well, I feel like I'm talking to myself now. Nobody wants to come in and well, Mela did to a degree, and now it's gone. The chat's gone dead. Terrific. So, yep, tomorrow, I guess I'll just keep reiterating what we're doing tomorrow, since everybody's just... Oh, no, it's fine, Amela. It's fine. I was just hoping other people would come in and chat. I don't know what's the deal. But anyway, tomorrow we are Luke Ledaparo in the 208B Cessna, the 208 Bravo, the Grand Caravan, as they call it. It's like the family station wagon in the sky. So we will spawn in on the departure runway. There's only one departure and one landing. You land uphill and you take off downhill. So we will take off downhill, a little bit of a roller coaster ride. We'll get airborne and we will make our way. So that's what we will do. And then we will make our way to Paro. We'll land there. Flew with Joe yesterday. He was doing a flight from Venice to Geneva. And so I jumped in and took off and in the F-14, and we made it there, and we both landed, so we made that trip very well. Oh, the hole was found in the fence of a nudist colony. Police are looking into it. Okay. Boom. Nice. So yeah, that should be a nice flight. We'll have some nice scenery, and then yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow. We are a little bit off. The line is just a smidge to the left of where it needs to be, so we just need to try to readjust until we get back online. Yeah, and then Saturday I will be in the Spitfire. We're gonna put the P-38 into the hangar for maintenance. We'll take the Spitfire on a flight from Salem, Oregon to Olympia, Washington. Won't be too long of a flight on Saturday. Should be a nice. We got 44, 10, and 74, so it won't take too long to get that done. So hopefully everybody enjoys that. If you want to join in. Alright, we've been flying for almost 20 minutes. We're just about at the mountains there ahead of us. We will need to clear, and then after that, it should be, let's have a look here. So we are right over this part here, basically. So yeah, we're making good time. A little bit of a bumpy ride so far, but nothing too severe. So it says roughly expected time with our cruising speed. We might get there in 1 hour 7 minutes. I kind of feel like that's going to be about close to correct. But we shall see. Weird. Well, that's okay. If we fly this way, we'll eventually intercept the line. Just out of curiosity, just for my own. How far off are we? Wow, we are way off. Okay. Alright. So if we keep flying this way, we'll get back on the line, on the track. See, it's already kind of started to shift on here. I don't think it shifted that much on there. So now it's saying it's to the right, and but that's not true. I don't think we got that close to it. Alright. Saying it is. Surprised Mr. Addies isn't here. Mick might be lurking, I don't know. I don't know who else is watching. Vince might be here, I don't know. Jay might be here, I don't know. watch. I'm sure if Mr. Addies will pop in just as I'm on final approach into Lam Dong Airport. Missing all this great mountain flying here. Got all this nice, beautiful scenery here in Vietnam. Alright, now I think we need to turn more this way. Yeah, I know. It's weird because usually he's like one of the first people in the chat. Haven't spoken to Mick in seems like forever. Don't know if Jody's even watching. Jody might even be here, but usually Jody even says hello. Alright, so oh, we got somebody in A320 over there. So yeah, Captain Arish was back, although we didn't do the flight. He said when he was checking the weather over into New Zealand yesterday, he said it was just too bad. There was too much storms, and he wasn't going to change it. So we pushed that next leg of the flight, the last leg to get to New Zealand, till next week. It looks like. He did do a flight in the 737, the PMDG 737, not the Braddock 737. Which was good. It was nice to see him back. It wasn't too long of a flight, too long of a stream. Kind of told him what we've been up to here on our channel, with the navigating and everything. So he was quite happy with that. So, well, I'm just trying to live up to the expectations of being a part of the Compass Club. Try not to rely on all the technological features except for what's available to us. So we will continue that, kind of expanding our way of flying, navigating. He did say, once I'm comfortable with the VOR flying, which is what we're doing today, although we didn't tune into a VOR at our departure airport, but we have one where we're going. He said, now the next step is celestial navigation. And I said, well, that's certainly in the far-flung future that I would like to be able to do that as well. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progression here with my flying. If anybody wants to learn some of this stuff, I'll try to explain it as best as I know it. It's not always easy because I don't, the things that I understood, maybe it might be incorrect, but I'll do the best I can to explain it. Alright, we are getting closer to those mountains. It'll be a bit of a bumpy flight. We're going to try to, if we can cut right through there maybe. I thought we were going to be closer over there, but I don't think so. So Yeah, if we can cut right through here, basically. So yeah, I didn't quite understand any of this stuff either. Because when you go through the flight school here in the sim, there's other things that you can do to learn more about those things, but it just takes practice doing it, and it's not as difficult as it seems to be. It's not. It's fairly straightforward, and once you kind of get an idea of what to do, it just becomes second nature. Like when I first started, I didn't know what any of these things really were. And, I didn't understand some of these dials and stuff. I only wanted to know my altitude and my airspeed. Right there. You know. So the way I look at it is, if I can do it, I think most anybody else can do it. It just takes practice. Take lots of notes if you have to. That's what I did. I'd see something, I'm like, oh, I need to write that down, so I, or make notes and then keep practicing at it until you're like, okay, now things make sense. All right, 28, almost 29 minutes in the air. So we are almost halfway, I think, or just about halfway, maybe just over halfway. Give or take, almost halfway there. Another couple more minutes and we'll be at the halfway point. Of course, this isn't a super fast plane, so we're going as quickly as we can, but just the way it works out. We're just kind of plugging along here. I already got my... Well, I took the picture when I was on the runway. Actually, you know what? We'll just pop out here and get a picture real quick. Ooh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. Ooh-wee, that was weird. Why is my... Okay, something's not right then. Never mind. Okay. Yep, something is not right. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. Never mind then. That is really odd. I've never seen that happen before. Oh, that's the Morse code for our VOR DME at our destination airport. Again, that's how, once radio navigation was the standard, thanks in large part to Pan Am Airlines, before the jet age and everything, there was no... What was happening is that planes would get lost, and so they came up with this idea of they would have a transmission so that the navigator could lock in on it and say, we need to turn this direction, our airport's to the left or to the right or behind us, we're way off course. And then eventually it just made it easier for them to navigate. So, so a lot, planes were on time a lot more and didn't get lost and have to, land at a different airport or whatever to, if before they ran out of fuel or anything. So that's the idea is that near the airport there's a building tower kind of It's circular usually, and it emits a code in all directions. So there's radials, and you're tuned in, and you keep going towards that source, and then you will eventually get to your destination, and all that. So I can turn that. That's the distance measuring equipment right there, the DME. Now, if I turn that off, then the beeping goes away. But I still have the signal, and I know which direction I need to go. So it's just the beeping is the 3-letter code right of the VOR DME right next to our destination airport. So that's part of the. So if you have what they call a TACAN, a tactical navigation thing, which is near military air bases, or what we've seen is places that used to be military air bases, they still have the TACAN for navigation, but you don't get the Morse code. If you have a VOR DME or a VORTAC, VOR tactical VOR, that's also for military use, we still get the beeping. We still can pick up the signal and all that. But the TACAN, you don't hear any beeping. It's just you will get a heading that you need to follow, basically. But as long as you maintain that heading, then thereabouts you should get right to your destination. But if we have the DME on, although we don't have a. Sorry about that. 8 o'clock in the morning, really? Anyway, so, like in the Ukers 52 3M, we have a little device, there's one by the pilot and one by the co-pilot. It shows how much distance you have left to get to that DME. So that tells you, okay, I have this much more flying to go, right? So we don't have to worry about that necessarily. I know roughly where we are in relation to things, because I know we're gonna fly over these mountains, right? These little mountains here, and then our airport is somewhere up in here. So, as long as I keep heading roughly the correct direction, then we will see our airport eventually. I need to turn a little bit to the right here. So we want to keep an eye on two things. We want to keep an eye on this, and we want to keep an eye on this. As long as we're heading like a 061 degree heading and things are kind of lined up, we are heading the correct direction, and that's what we want to do. But in a little plane like this, we get blown all over very easily. So we got to keep an eye on that. It's, the most basic way of flying. And of course, it's kind of not easy because we have what do you call it? What was I going to say? It's a small plane, so we just get bumped around and get thrown off course. And since there's no autopilot where we can set the heading, and then the autopilot basically keeps us going, or we can adjust the heading. If we're way off course, we can correct it and get back on track. But if we're estimating, we know roughly if we head this direction, continue to head this direction, eventually we're going to see our destination. But not yet. We haven't crossed the mountains either. So once we're over this and heading, once we're clear of all this, then we should start, then we can keep looking for our airport. I can call in. We're not quite there yet to call in, probably for landing clearance. I would envision that once we are somewhere over this area, we should be able to call in for landing. But so yeah, it's just a very basic way. Um, so once you knew they would calculate you have like 114 nautical miles, and you have your average speed or your cruising speed, and it'll fluctuate based on the weather, if you have a tailwind or a headwind or whatever. All that stuff has to be taken into account, and then you can say, okay, I expect to be near my destination within this amount of time. And then you can look at that and say, okay, now, all right, so we're at 37 minutes of flying, just turned 38, right? So we're just over halfway to our destination. Not, so now, once we're a little bit closer, then I can say, okay, if we were already at the hour, right? And then I can say, all right, now I should start being able to see, I can look for the airport. Without even calling in, I should be able to find the airport and say, oh, there's my destination. Circle around, yep, that's the place I want to land. Call in and say we're landing and all that. So it's basically you time it, and then you say, okay, if I cover this distance in an hour and 7 minutes, within that hour, if I'm, once an hour has passed, then I can say, all right, I'm within the realm of, I should be able to spot it, visually. As long as there's no cloud cover or anything, I should be able to find my airport, no problem, But that's how people flew. Even with the radio, you still had to have visual, you know, um, visual, confirmation, you know, and you knew the layout of the airport, right? And then you could also call in and say, "Hey, this is me. Is that you? Yep. Okay, we're coming in to land. Okay, kind of thing." So, um, but yeah, that's the intent. So that was one of the things I wanted to start doing, flying wise, is to time our once we take off, and I can estimate, you know using, you have your distance divided by your average, your cruising speed, and then you come up with a rough, you come up with that idea. So what I've been doing is been notating, okay, I expect to be here in an hour 7. I may be there before that, or I may be there after that, depending on the weather. That's the one factor that we can't control. Well, we can kind of control it in the sim, but we can't, it's something you can't control in real life. If you were flying VFR and there was too much clouds, it was raining, it's like, nope, it's not safe, because even though we know that there's a way through these mountains right here, right? We could fly through there and then turn left and then turn right, and would be, but that's not very safe either, because you can easily um, run into a mountain and not even know that it's there, because we don't have radar or any kind of a warning system to say, hey, dummy, there's a mountain in your way, you need to turn. So, but yeah, that was my intent. Once I kind of felt more comfortable navigating this way, and just, like, okay, I want to try it, and let's see how spot on we are. If we're, whether we overestimate or underestimate, it's okay. We know we have a ballpark figure to work with. That's the intent. But it's not if you don't want to know it, it's fine as well. If you don't want to learn any of this stuff, it's not required if you want to fly with me. I guess a lot of people got bored and dipped out. Terrific. But anyway, so that's the idea. That's how, navigator, aerial aircraft navigation worked way back in the day. Even with the radio navigating, like what we are using here, you still had to have an idea how quick, what amount of time it was going to pass once you're in the air to you're near your destination or at your destination. So then you have an idea that, okay, at this point I need to start looking for this sign or this, particular feature, and then I know exactly where I am, and I know from that feature, for instance, if the airport was to the left of that mountain right there, if I say, okay, if I'm within a couple nautical miles of that feature right there, then I know I'm near my airport, and then I can say, all right, now I can start, looking to land, or call the airport and say, hey, we're nearby, or even they can call and say, do you have a visual confirmation of us flying around you, or that you see us in the distance. So they'd get their binoculars and look, yep, we see you, and then everybody knows that everybody is who they say they are. I guess, in a way, you have as my buddy in Vegas calls it, the ocular proof. So that's the key. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this type of flying. We're making it work. It's it can feel very challenging. It's like, you're worried about making mistakes. If we make mistakes, it's okay. It's fine. It's just a simulator. If we run out of fuel, okay, well, we ran out of fuel if we couldn't find our airport. But that shouldn't happen. If we have visual cues to use, then we should know where we are, and and all that. So there shouldn't be any reason for me to do that. Now that we're flying, like I think we were flying towards Athens, and I was way off track. And I'm looking at that DME thing, that measurer, and I'm like, wait a minute, nothing's changing. We're not getting closer. So I'm like, okay, that's a sign that we're not where we're supposed to be. So if you pay attention to your instruments, such as they are, you can have a good idea of where you are, and if you are way off or close or whatever. So, all right, so we are clearing these mountains. Wow, look at that nice. I really don't know why this isn't working. Oh, maybe, okay. Wow, look at this. Wow, that's interesting. It's like it's trying to catch up with me or something. I've never seen this happen before. Is that running no, I don't know. I've never seen this. This is strange. It's like I'm just going around in a circle. That's the crazy part. Something happened with the camera for some reason, but oh well. I was going to try to get another picture there, but obviously that's not going to work. Hello, Vengeful Squid. How are you? Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? But it seems like I wasn't going anywhere. It was like it's going around in a circle for some reason. So, oh well. That's all right. I got my picture before we departed. Maybe get another picture. We'll see if we can't get it reset once we get to our destination here. But yeah, we're trying to we're improving our way of flying. We're improving our it opens up, kind of like I was talking to Captain Arish last night. It opens up a whole different way of navigating, especially with general aviation aircraft that don't have the fancy Garmin G1000s installed or anything like that, or even any kind of GPS system. But even with the GPS system, you still have to I'm good. Yeah, just yeah, things are good. We are let's see. So we got maybe 20, 30 more minutes. We should be seeing our airport. So our airport is somewhere up in here, up ahead of us. So, and it's up in altitude as well. So that's going to be the tricky part. We're at 72, almost 7,300 feet. Our airport is at what is it? What did I say? 3,200 feet. So we can't drop too much altitude before, so we're almost at the right altitude as it is, maybe a little bit lower, and we would be perfect for our approach into Lam Dong airport. And so yeah, but yeah, it's gone pretty well, I think. It's we're aviating, navigating. That's the important part, and I guess I'm communicating as well. So now, what I could do, let's just see, just for our own education here. Let's have a look to see. Oops, that's not what I wanted. This is what I want. Nearest airport list. So, okay, so VVDL, that's our destination right there. So that's the top one. So we are within distance to even call in and say, hey, we're coming in for landing. So we're already near our destination. So that's a good sign. So we'll fly ahead a little bit longer, and then maybe once. Hold on a second. Let me look at the sky vector chart here. All right. So there's looks like roads. Or a river. Okay. So there's this river. Looks like. Yep. And it looks like rivers cross up here somewhere. Two rivers kind of meet up in or something. So our airport should be, okay, I see this feature. You can see that on my sky vector chart. Looking to see where these rivers kind of meet up at. I kind of see, I think I see. I think I see this part on the sky vector chart. So from there, the river should intersect up right up here somewhere. Looks like. Maybe, oh, looks like right here. Looks like. See, this goes around here. Maybe goes into this small little lake or something. Oh, maybe not. All right. Well, either way, our airport shouldn't be too much farther ahead of us. So, sorry, I was checking all that. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore the chat if people were talking. But anyway, so it looks like our airport should be just up in here somewhere. So we've been flying about almost an hour. So yeah, we are within that realm where we should be able to identify, or we can call and say, hey, we're inbound, we're this far out, we're coming into land. See, that just kind of dead ends right there, that river. That's kind of weird. Huh. Well, all right, let me look at the chart again here real quick. So we have this features here to the right. To the left, we should see a bit of a... Okay, I think I see that. So, I think we are good to go. All right. Yeah, we're definitely good to go. We have navigated successfully, I feel, to our destination. So, in essence, the airport, if we look at this part, this feature right here, the airport is 10, 20 nautical miles from there, roughly. So it is past, so it should be right up here somewhere. Like 20, 22 nautical miles, roughly. Okay. Oops. I've confirmed. We have ocular proof of where we are and where we're going, based on the features we see. Terrain association, that's all it is. So we can see these features, this one. Now, if we could, or if we needed to, if we see these two features on our chart, right, and we say our compass was broken, our in-plane compass or whatever, or even our VOR stuff was broken, if we can estimate our, from this point, this is almost at 9 o'clock, so maybe 10 o'clock this way. This is at maybe 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock here. We can kind of estimate where we are. But if you have a sextant or a compass of some kind, you can shoot an azimuth, calculate, do your backtrack, and where those lines intersect is where you are. So if we had to, we could do it that way. But that's use that for ground navigation with the map and compass. But if we had to, we could probably do something with it that way if necessary, but I don't think it's necessary. Let's see here. Trying to look for anything that looks like an airport. So let's see where our airport is near. There's a couple different rivers going into the airport there, or not into the airport, but near the airport. We're looking. There's waterways. Now, the other thing too is the some of that stuff might not be showing because it may have dried up when this chart was done. So it's kind of hard to say. I don't see all these water features on the chart. So some of them I think are seasonal. The water fills up from all the rain, and then it, as time goes on, it deteriorates and evaporates, whatever you want to call it. And So we need to be on a heading of 090 for our arrival arrival runway. So that's basically east. So we're off of that by 30 degrees, roughly. So, let's see. I kind of feel like our airport is over here. Once we are clear of this, once we pass this, I will call and we'll see how far out we are. And if we have to fly over to lose altitude and speed, that's perfectly fine. But I think we have navigated to our destination with no significant issues, other than the fact that we were getting kind of pushed around from the wind for most of the flight. Certainly taking off and climbing up in altitude so that we can get over these over all that behind us. Alright, so I see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are not far off from our airport, so as a matter of fact, I'm positive we are. Not even pretty sure. I am 100% positive we are within shouting distance of our airport. So a little bit farther up ahead, and then we'll go ahead and start preparing for landing. Alright, so I see that water feature. Hold on, let me see. See, there's... Maybe that wasn't a river, it was a road? Trail of some kind? I think we're... We've got to be nearby. We've got to be nearby. I know we are. I'm trying to see if I can spot it before we call. It's a paved runway, I do believe. Yep, hard surface. Well, it says hard surface, so it might not be paved. It's got a hard surface though, so it could be like, they paved over, ran a roller over it, so it might be like compacted dirt or something like that. I don't think it's a... Alright, let's go ahead and call in. Oop. And then we'll see where we are in relation to things. "15 miles southwest." Oh, right over there. I was looking over here, so it's over there. Perfect. Okay, so we weren't too far off. Not too bad. So yeah, we will be on the ground. We will be within that limit, I think, of our flying today, or our estimated time of flying. So we're right about there. All right. Well, thank you all for coming in today. We had quite a few viewers, and now I bored everybody to death. So a lot of people just are like, not interested. That's fine. I'll be back tomorrow in the Cessna 208 Bravo, the Grand Caravan, Lucla to Paro. Should be some really nice flying. If you want to join in for that, more than welcome to. We shall see who shows up and who doesn't. I don't know how many people will. Never know. So. Let's see if anybody says hello now as I get ready to line up for approach. Who will it be now? Who will it be lurking in my stream? Alright, so there's our runway 9, so about 089091, something like that is our heading we need to be on for our landing. So that's the other thing too. So if you don't know, the runway, those numbers, that is the I could head on 090 and we'd still be fine, but technically if you look at the chart, it's not going to be exactly 090. It'll be like 088, 089, 091 or something like that is the heading that you need to be on for landing. So, but at least if you have an idea, then you can say, okay, at this point, or at some point I need to be at this heading and I should see my arrival runway and all that. Alright, I'm going to turn the laptop to the side, so if you put anything in the chat, I will catch up to it once we are on the ground. Thank you for your patience. Yep, okay, there's the airport, yep. Get a little bit more flap down. Ooh, boy. Did not want to do that. Alright, so we really need to dial back the throttle because we're on our glide path here. Ooh, boy, that wind. Three. Yeah, no. Yeah, I was gonna say my flaps aren't fully extended. Let's go get the last bit of flaps down. More than enough fuel. If we had to go around, I guess we could, for some reason, not that we're going to, but if we had to, we could probably go out this way into that valley kind of, and then hang a left or hang a right, and then just kind of circle back around for approach again. Right. I feel like my headphones are not fitting correctly today. I don't get it. All right, here we go. Oh, it is a paved runway. At least on this, it's a paved runway. It just said a hard surface. It didn't say it was paved. Hmm. Hmm. Here we are. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Lam Dong Airport. Local time is, I couldn't tell you. No idea. We understand and appreciate the fact that you got bored with me talking about VOR, navigating, and stuff like that, and you buggered off, so. But that's okay. We appreciate you stopping by anyway. Do join us tomorrow in the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan departing from Lukla up in the mountains near. Yeah, I will. I don't see a taxiway yet there, Jerky. In the, yeah, Lukla Airport near Mount Everest. We are going to depart and zip through the mountains and head to Paro, and we will land it. And not boring. Thank you, Bella. Appreciate that. You know what I meant. So yeah, should be a good flight tomorrow. If you want to fly with us, you're more than welcome to. If you just want to watch, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Either one. All right. Where is the taxiway? I think we got to go all the way. It's a pretty long runway here. So we'll get try to zip along the runway here as best as we can. Oh, shoot! I forgot to. It's probably one. Let's say 1 hour, 12 minutes. So yeah, not too bad. I think the weather kind of kept us off course a little bit, and so yeah, it was very difficult to maintain a good speed and all that. But yeah, I will. I promise you. As soon as you give me a taxiway, I will. So yeah, but we made it. It's within the estimated time, with room for error. So we weren't too far off. Only like 5 minutes. So that's not too terribly bad. If it was 30 minutes or more, then I'd be very unhappy about it. But even then, as long as we corrected our mistakes. I promise you I will as soon as I get there. I can't turn there before. Oh, I could, but I don't want to run through the grass. Might get stuck. This place doesn't seem like it's open, does it?
Cessna November 237 Kilo.
Yep, there we go. There's our parking spot right there. I don't know what else to say now. Alright, looks like what we have to do, I have to come around and then pull in there because they're facing towards the building there, so we don't want to go through them. Oh, our thing disappeared. That's interesting. All right. There's that. Let's get our lights all turned off. There we go. An hour and 11 minutes. So, see, I put an hour 12, so I was right about, I was just about correct. Yay. I like it. Let me just make notes of that while we are waiting for the stream to catch up. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. Plus. Here we are, 588 hours, 31 minutes, 51 seconds. So flying since since I was tracking it myself back in the beginning of March, or middle of March actually, March 13th. So there we go. Well, let's have a look here. There we go. All right. That should do it. So thank you all for coming in, hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. I don't know. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. No telling. I will see you all tomorrow, 7:10 Eastern, 11:10 UTC, 12:10 UK in the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan departing from Lukla, heading to Paro. Should be a nice, lovely flight if you want to do some mountain flying, some nice scenery. Just enjoy it and try not to crash and everything. I will see you then. Until then, I have been and always shall be your host and pilot, Uncle B. Do enjoy the rest of your Thursday morning, afternoon, and evening, or early Friday morning, depending on where you are in the world. I can't talk right now for some reason. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.